Hey, I'm Shane McGalley.
And I'm David Keener.
And this is the Hourlings podcast project. Tonight, we're going to talk about our favorite ways or obstacles, or I don't know what we're even going to call them, but it's our favorite ways to procrastinate. Dave's going to drive the bus tonight. Dave, take it away.
All right. I'll come up with one and then we can discuss it. The first one is streaming services. There's always something to watch, guys.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things about being a full-time author when you have like all the streaming channels, because I've got Prime and I've got Netflix and HBO Max and Disney Plus and Discovery Plus and Hulu, and it's like I've got all of these, and there's a lot of good shows out there streaming, a lot of good movies streaming, because I have a great 80-inch 4K TV in my living room, and I love watching movies with my wife, and it is probably my single number one biggest distraction that I have when something good comes out.
Yeah, the worst thing about streaming services is when you're watching a show and they do a great job of hooking you, and you have to watch the next episode and the next one, and then you realize, wait a second, I'm supposed to be doing that as an author. I'm supposed to get my butt back into the office and write excellent books that make people want to turn pages. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's the worst part for me.
But you'll get to it.
Yeah,
once
right.
you finish the 10th episode of that great new
One
miniseries.
more episode won't hurt.
But wait.
I confess, my wife and I just finished a binge watch on a great TV show called Night Sky, only to find out that it's been canceled.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh man, it was. I really like that show too.
All right, number 2 on our list: pets.
Pet paralysis, as I think Dave coined the phrase pet paralysis. I'll go first because I have the lightest amount of pets. I have 2 cats. My cat Bailey loves hanging out with me and loves to be on my desk. And I built a window seat in my office just for the cat. And I feed the squirrels and the birds just to keep the cat entertained, just to keep them off my keyboard.
Yeah, we have lots of pets, dogs, fish. For me, it's less about the demanding nature of them, wanting to go out, wanting food, or laying on my lap or anything like that. And it's more the cats in the cradle effect, where I'm like, but they're so cute and young right now. I need to be present. I need to go look at them. I need to go play with them. I need to go, whatever. I'm always worried I'm missing out on great moments with my pets. So I guess that's a procrastinator, but it might be a good one of the better ones anyway.
Yeah, there's always pet paralysis. That's the one where your pet is sleeping partially on you and you just can't get up and disturb them because they just look so peaceful.
That's right. It wouldn't be right.
That's right. We got that rule in our house where if you've got a cat on you, you can make demands of your spouse. Oh, can you bring me a drink? I have a cat on me. Yeah, that happens a lot in this house.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife does that. I can't move. I've got a dog on my foot.
Although I think Marty's wife might be responsible for kidnapping one of my dogs.
Yes.
One of these days.
Yeah, if Pierre ever disappears, I think you'll come here looking first.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, I have 3 dogs myself. I think Shay's got us all beat on number of pets though.
Yep, add them all up.
All right, number 3 on our list. There is always a good book to read.
Yeah, if I get into a good book, oh man, it's hard to stop. It's especially if it's a good book that's inspiring, that is in the genre that you write in, and it's really good. I love it when I find books like that. I read a book or 2 a week, and usually, some of them I got to tough my way through. Some of them, I switch between classics and, modern science fiction and indie authors and stuff. This week I read Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad for the first time. I never read it before. I confess. I made it through my entire high school career without ever reading that. And I had no idea that Apocalypse Now is based on that movie.
Oh, I knew that.
So I had to go out and watch Apocalypse Now, the longest version, just because of that. It's reading is, probably after writing, my second thing that consumes the most hours of my week is just reading for fun.
Yeah, for me, I go through seasons of either reading or writing. I'm not as interchangeable as you two are. Either I go through several weeks to a couple months of I'm really consuming lots of books, or I'm really interested in the topic and I just find everything I can on that topic and absorb it, or I'm writing and creating. So it's more of a cycle for me and something I do simultaneously. So I wouldn't say that that's, unless I should be writing, every season should be writing season. If that's the case, then yes, they are procrastinators. But if there's room for a healthy rhythm, a little cycle, then it's not a big a deal for me.
Yeah, I found I have to try to kind of maintain a little bit of everything. I try to write as much as I can, but you know how things goes.
Yeah.
But I never feel too guilty about reading. As Stephen King said, if you're going to be a writer, you need to read a lot and you need to write a lot. And I tend to read 5 to 8 books a month. They're not typically the 500-page, books or whatever, but I feel that that's part of being a writer too. It's just I try not to let it overwhelm the writing.
Yeah, I never feel guilty about reading books. I do feel guilty about binge watching some crappy show that serves me in no way.
Right. Yeah.
And I do that. Trust me.
Junk food shows.
Yeah, that's sort of when I go, well, that's 2 hours I can't get back. I could have done.
No, it's more like 10 hours.
Well, it's being kind.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 on our list. Food.
My favorite.
Or drinks.
Yeah, or both. Yeah, for me, Brenda and I, we take turns cooking, and we like to outdo each other. And on some days we'll get a real wild hair, and try to really make an excellent meal. Recipes and 4 different things that all taste different. So that can take a lot more time, and if you're in a procrastination mood, doing that is a good way to procrastinate, as well as get fit.
Yeah, I think once I get my Word document open and I get my fingers on the keys and I take that big deep breath, like I'm about to do one sentence, that's when I realize, man, I'm really hungry. I think I need to go get a snack or something. And so that does happen to me often. Also, I'm very blessed that my mom still cooks for me, which is wonderful. But when it's dinner time, she expects you to be there, and she is very unhappy if you are, 1 minute, 5 minutes, so if I'm in the middle of a chapter or something, nope, it's got to stop to go to the table, because that's only fair. She cooks.
Well, wait, if you have somebody cooking for you, you got to keep them happy, otherwise they don't cook for you.
I just said that's only fair, and
Yeah.
and I get it, but it's so something I have to plan around.
Well, my weakness is nachos. And I'm the kind of guy who has 3 kinds of salsa in the house at any given time, so I can decide what kind of salsa I want on my nachos.
Nice. Do you guys have snack drawers in your den or in your writing room or wherever you are for snack cupboards?
I have a.
Because I do.
I have it. I don't really consider it a basement.
God, I don't want to show you what's in there right now.
I have a finished basement, but it's a walkout, and it's really more just another level of the house. And yes, there is a kitchen, and yes, it has food. It comes well equipped.
I'll show you what's in my snack cupboard right now.
What is
Vienna
that?
sausage.
Vienna sausage.
In a can?
For the record, we did not take any money for this advertisement.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
I don't have
I'd love
any.
to have Vienna sausage as my sponsor.
I don't have any snacks in my office, but I do have a mini bar.
Okay.
So we worry about you.
Yeah, my
Maybe-
booth is not in here.
All right.
Come on over to
Although I
mine.
did go to a whiskey tasting this weekend. If you're talking about drinks being a distraction or procrastination, you know, spending all afternoon trying Irish whiskeys is a very good procrastination
That sounds nice.
distraction.
And how was your writing when you came back home?
There was no rain.
All right. Number 5 on our list is the great outdoors.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a big one for me because I love camping so much. On an average year, I spend more than a month camping at night instead of staying in my house. I'm packing now for a 2.5 week camping trip, even now. So that's going to combine a lot of the things we've already been talking about: good food, lots of drinks, books to read. There will be no streaming though. While I'm
Yep.
out
If it is a nice day out, not doing any writing. I mean, I'm outside, and I have no regrets about that.
Well, for me, first of all, the dogs want their walk twice a day. So
Yeah.
we have 3 dogs. We go in turn. We take one for a walk in the morning and another one for the walk in the evening, and then keep rotating. There's a nearby nature preserve, so that's where we do our walking.
Good.
Then there's the outside maintenance on the yard, trimming the trees, hanging out by the pool. You know, it's a tough job, but you know, somebody's got to do it.
Yep. Yeah, I'll have to get to your pool after my camping trip, man.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, getting the great outdoors is a big distraction factor from writing. Although for that's one of those things where I think actually going out into the world makes you a better writer. And there's nothing that says that while you're out camping or doing something in the world that you can't think about writing, or see people that you can say, hey, that'd make a good character in a book.
Yeah, I always have a notebook like this with me.
Yep.
And I write down ideas, outlines, plot ideas, interesting character names, all kinds of stuff. So you never know.
Yeah, I was just telling Dave before the show, on this camping trip, I traditionally outline a future novel. I do a detailed outline. Last one I did last year was like 30 pages long. I'm hoping I'll be able to flesh out and get a good outline ready for writing it this fall.
All right, number 6 on our list, house projects.
Yep, for me, the house, you know, I have a honey-do list that is in addition to the big projects that I always like to do. I just put a roof on my deck this last year. I finished my basement the year before that. I have plans for a new deck out in the backyard. I have talking to a guy about, you know, doing some grading in the back so I can do the project for my fire pit and stuff, leveling that out, making better access to the back 40 at my place. Projects actually do take quite a lot of time from my schedule. And projects like that, you can always tell when, you know, my office is real clean, that I'm kind of procrastinating.
Yeah, that's it for me too. I just like to keep my office organized, even though it's got a bunch of treasure in it. I've been called a dragon before, sitting on a pile of gold. But yeah, otherwise, you know, if I don't have a clean office, it's kind of hard to work anyway. So that might be a okay procrastinator as well.
Yeah, my office can get cluttered. It's usually not too messy, but cluttered for sure. For me, yeah, I have house projects. Right now, I've just cleared out the storage room. I've been putting down some rubber mat flooring. I've got new shelves coming in, and I'm building some custom shelves with custom pull-out drawers for my comic book boxes. That's been something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've also got some other shelf projects. I don't know. We're not just writers, we also live lives. And I feel like some of these projects are things that are part of our lives that, you know, we have to balance things, but others, you know, even with the writing, other things still have to get done.
Yep.
All right, number 7, hobbies.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually found since I've started writing that I actually have fewer hobbies. Something had to give. You know, I can't spend a lot of time on doing the stuff that I used to do, but I still have a lot of hobbies. You know, as I mentioned, I love camping. You know, I love shooting. I like movies and going on dates with my wife and a lot of other stuff. And you know, I update, you know, classic Art Deco radios and replace the internal electronics with Alexa devices. Oh my God, I said a word out loud. It's a lot of fun, and but it does take time, and that time is not time that I'm spending writing.
Shay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a beekeeper, so I have to do that during the summer.
Why, what happens to them in the winter?
The winter they're dormant.
Yeah, they
just,
kind of hibernate.
yeah.
They stay
it's
close
not-
to home.
You have to pour in some honey, not honey, honey substitute. So like sugar water into the hive. But yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any time a hobby has really gotten in the way of my writing. Usually the writing is pretty high priority. It's more work stuff, school stuff that gets in my way. But I look at hobbies like other smaller stuff like making models and painting, some music, more as a treat or reward for completing my priority items, which include writing. So yeah, maybe I give that a medium risk of procrastination, not a high risk.
For me, hobbies are interesting because I have a day job and I'm writing. A lot of my hobbies had to fall by the wayside. For instance, I would love to do gaming. I don't have the time. I was in Toastmasters. I don't have the time. So most of my hobbies, or, you know, things that I'm doing, are things that also have some impact on the writing, whether it's enhancing my Photoshop skills so I can do covers more effectively, or, you know, things of that nature. Probably my biggest hobby that's not writing is movies. But even there, I learned a lot of my writing techniques by looking at screenplays, and movies are, you know, come from screenplay blueprints. So a lot of the things I do are all related to writing in one way or another, depending on how you squint and look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few hobbies that I'd like to get back to. I used to do sculpture and I used to do painting, and both of those things, now that I'm retired, I thought I'd pick back up. I'd really like to do those. And I also used to fly planes. I also would really enjoy as a hobby to start flying again. And there's some small airports around here that have teachers and stuff, and I could probably get my license renewed again pretty short order. So, but that's just time and money once again. Have you guys got any hobbies that you'd like to pick up or get back to?
Well, I could echo what you said. I'd love to learn to fly as well. I've been looking into some ground school, starting off, and then maybe talking to some aerospace engineers about adapting some sort of aircraft for me to be able to fly. That's interesting to me.
For me, it's drawing. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually a pretty good artist. It's just, pen and ink and pencils and stuff, and I just haven't time to do it in years. And yet, that would also be kind of a cool adjunct to writing. Perhaps putting a couple illustrations in some of my novels and stories and such. It's just, again, there's only so much Dave to go around.
Yep. So what's next?
Road trips is number 8.
Oh, I am so guilty of this. My wife and I love taking road trips. We love taking the non-highway road trips where you go and see weird ass roadside America attractions, world's largest apple.
Yeah, you saw the Georgia thing before it was blown up.
Oh yeah, the Georgia touchstones. What were they called?
The Georgia sort of Stonehenge type stones.
Yeah. We went there on one of our road trips. We stopped there. I have this app on my phone called Roadside America, and you put your route in that you're taking on your phone, and it'll give you all of the weird ass Roadside America attractions that are however miles out of your route. You can set the thing. I'll go 10 miles out of the way. So show me all the cool stuff that I'll pass. So you go see giant statues of Paul Bunyan and other roadside attractions, the world's largest water tower that's shaped like a peach, all this kind of weird stuff. But it's really fun to do. Go see a house shaped like a coffee pot.
I love road trips. I would call that a higher risk procrastination item for me, especially because I do find it very difficult to get any work done on road trips. I know some people are able to, go to a destination to complete a book or something. For me, I'm just always so immersed in the new environment and being out of my office, out of my desk, not just being disoriented in general makes it difficult to get stuff done. So yeah, that's a high one for me. I would agree.
I like road trips.
I love road trips. Driving.
I love vacations into road trips as well.
Yeah, my wife and I love to drive places together, and we don't. It's a lot of people hate spending time in the car with their spouse. That's not us. We love going places. We have fun when we do it. It's great.
As long as I find my wife someplace nice to shop in, she's happy. But however, for instance, I find that I can write pretty effectively on vacation. I just sort of, my wife is shopping, and I'll schedule some time in the cafe with a Coca-Cola and the background music, and I'll write. So sometimes a road trip can be a distraction. Sometimes it can be a help. I think it sort of depends on how long a road trip it is. Number 9 is sort of this miscellaneous category of, wait, something else needs to be done. It could be website updates. It could be blogging. It could be something else. What's your miscellaneous?
Well, I got a ton of stuff that is kind of tangentially writing related, but is not writing. You're actually looking at one right now, doing the video editing for this podcast. I enjoy that, and that kind of falls into a hobby category because I have my own YouTube channel too, and I've started to put it up knucklehead videos over there, and I'm learning video editing software. That's not writing. I also have several websites that I play with, some of which are specifically about writing. Some of them are not. And I still enjoy doing all that stuff. And so I have my daily blog. I have Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest that I play in, all of which is not got anything to do with writing.
I agree. An email that has to be responded to, social media posts I wanted to make.
Yeah, just fooling around on Facebook.
Yeah, little housekeeping items that feel very productive, but give you a false sense of satisfaction and productivity. And sometimes those cheap fixes are addictive and more appealing than sitting down and writing a few pages. So I
Yeah,
totally agree.
it's funny. I've learned this about myself. I may not write every day. But damn if I don't go on Facebook every day.
Right.
Yeah, Facebook is a good time sink. I enjoy it, but I try not to enjoy it too much because I can lose an hour there easily.
Yeah, I try to limit my Facebook interaction stuff to, when I'm drinking coffee,
But
which makes it too much.
at the end of the day, it's like I maintain a blog. I maintain a Facebook page for my writing persona, David Keener Writes. And I have sort of a side anthology business as well. So I'm in the process of putting out anthologies number 2 and 3 right now. And I regard those things as related to writing, but like Marty said, they are tangential to actually getting words on the page. All right, that concludes my prepared list. Do we have any other potential procrastination techniques?
The podcast. We're doing it right now.
Yeah,
We could all be
we're doing it right
writing.
now.
Yeah,
That's true. I don't know if you consider this to be something, but there's certain things I like to collect. Here's my latest edition. I collect a lot of toy robots. This is Maximilian from the Black Hole, the movie The Black Hole. I just got this one. I love this guy. It's Maximilian.
I love it.
He was the villain.
it's always the robot.
Yeah. So I got it.
Or the
That's the funny thing. I collect robots from film and television. Just the robots, though. So I've got a ton of them. This Robbie the robot holds my pencil for me. And this is my Lost in Space robot. This one I used to freak out my cats because you can turn the thing on and it's got a motion sensor. Oh, did I turn it on?
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
And see, Marty's turning red.
So I turned that motion sensor on and I set that robot here on my desk. And the cat will jump up on my desk and I'll hear Danger Will Robinson in the middle of the night. It cracks me up every time because I know that the cat just went flying. Hobbies. Everybody's got to have hobbies.
I agree with that. The online shopping can be kind of distracting too,
Oh, that's another big one. Online shopping.
that's a big distractor.
Yeah, Amazon. It's a big killer for me.
I long for the day where I make more money from Amazon than I do ordering stuff from Amazon.
Yeah, that would be completely awesome.
That day has not yet arrived.
Yeah, that's like the Aragon speech at the end, but it is not this day.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is not this day.
It is not this day.
That's true. But all the procrastination that I do altogether still doesn't add up to enough to stop me from doing it. It actually does for some authors, and it can be such a big problem. That's when people start talking about writer's block, and when it's not really writer's block, it's just too many distractions and too much other things that they enjoy doing that they can't put the priority high enough. I think that I have the ability to, set aside enough time to be able to do the work. So I don't guilt myself out about my distractions that I have.
I don't mind
Except
living
when I
like,
stream a really bad TV series. Okay, then I feel guilty.
well, I don't mind doing things to live my life and to have fun. It's it's not all work, but at the same time, if you're going to be a writer, you have to find space for the writing.
Yep, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Which was a book about a writer.
All right. Any last thoughts?
No more distractions.
Let's see if I can stop this podcast this week without cutting everybody off. So, everybody done so far?
We're good.
All right. Another good episode. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys next week. Ciao.